All right, we're getting reports now that Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, some sellout Republicans, Mike Pence, or I don't know about Mike Pence, I haven't heard anything yet, but Mitch McConnell and a lot of them, Mitt Romney, they're now calling for Donald Trump to be impeached because of what happened at the U.S. Capitol. And they say he started it. Okay, all right. So here's what I have to say on that. I say, let me tell you, if they impeach Donald Trump before his time is up, it is going to be the end of the New World Order. And the reason I say that is because they are going to provoke such a violent outburst. The anti New World Order revolution has started already. Okay? It's begun. There's no turning back. But it will get a trillion times worse for these people if they do what they're threatening to do. I can guarantee, I'm telling you, my predictions are usually right. I don't know if it's the psychiatry in me. I mean, my father's one of the greatest psychiatrists in the country. Greatest. And I don't know, maybe I got some of that. I don't know, maybe he was born to read people and some of that genes came out on me. I'm very good at reading. I knew that something like this was going to inevitably happen. And I'm also predicting it's going to get worse. If they impeach Donald Trump, what you saw at the U.S. Capitol will be nothing compared to what the reaction will be. Let me tell you something. When Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968, riots were all over the United States, and some of the rioters tried to invade the White House. They didn't succeed. These Trump supporters have managed to invade the United States Capitol building. They managed to sit on Nancy Pelosi's desk. I mean, you see that boy? You see that boy sitting? He's on Nancy Pelosi's desk. My God! You got one other guy sitting on the chair of Vice President Mike Pence, President of the Senate. My God, from Zion. What? And you want to anger those guys who just managed to break into the United States Capitol? Listen, the devil himself doesn't want to even mess with them. The devil himself won't mess with them. I dare Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. They are being suicidal if they do. I say let him. Let him impeach Trump. Yeah, let him. I mean, he really can't do much anymore. He's pretty much a lame duck. And this is not about Trump, okay? This whole thing is far bigger than Trump now. I don't even think Trump needs to have a say. I think he needs to go home, relax, put his feet. He's done what he needs to do. I wish he could have done more. And that's the reason why we can't rely on politicians anymore. We can't rely on voting anymore. The elections are all rigged. We can't rely on the politicians. They either betray us or they don't know enough about what's happening to do anything. So now all we have left is civil disobedience. Now, I'm not advocating violence. I will say, though, that if people are provoked to violence, I'm not necessarily going to condemn them. America was born through violence. What do you call a Revolutionary War? What do you call Lexington and Concord? What do you call the Boston Tea Party? What do you call the Boston Massacre? What do you call those things? What do you call the French Revolution? They chopped the neck off of Louis XVI. What's more violent than that? What do you call the Cuban Revolution? What do you call the South African Revolution? What do you call it? Sometimes that's just what the only option. I don't want it. That's why I'm saying, don't hurt Trump. Nancy, Joe, Kamala, you all don't know when to stop. And you guys are going to create something that is extremely nasty. This U.S. Capitol thing is just the beginning. You are going to create something very, very, very nasty if you impeach Donald Trump. You are literally inciting this revolution, which is just a simmer now, which is boiling over, to completely just flow over and just destroy everything. I think the New World Order is being suicidal. Somebody should call the crisis line or the hospital or the police. The New World Order is standing on a bridge with a gun to their head. They're trying to commit suicide by impeaching Trump. And the reason why the reaction is going to be so bad is because enough people have woken up to the plans of the New World Order. It ain't half of the people. It's not 100% of people have woken up, not even 50%. But enough people have woken up to cause an impact. And a lot of these people are just as resolute as the New World Order. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. If you want peace, you better leave Trump alone. And the violence that will spill over if Trump is harmed in any way is not because people want Trump. It's because they know that the New World Order means business. They want to take away their freedoms. They want to put vaccines into everybody. They want to drag people to concentration camps who don't comply. They want to lock everybody down. They want to take everybody's civil liberties away. They want to take their guns away. They know they mean business, and they know that the voting is rigged. Politicians are rigged. Everything is rigged. They can't rely on the system, so they're taking matters in their own hands. And you impeaching Trump, you are going to right now, I would say a lot of the people who invaded that Capitol right now, it's been 24 hours since that happened. Adrenaline has begun to cool down. A lot of them are probably feeling remorseful. Maybe they're thinking, oh, I could have done something different, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. If you raise a red flag to that bull, which is just now calming down by impeaching Trump, that bull is going to be unleashed even worse, and there will be nothing anyone can do to contain it. I'm telling you, nothing. So listen, I don't like the New World Order, so I say, go ahead and impeach him. Go on with your big bad self, Nancy. Go on, Chuck Schumer. Go on, Joe Biden. Go on, Mike Pence, you traitor. Mitch McConnell. All y'all, go on. Go on, impeach him. Go on and impeach him. Impeach Trump. Lock him up. Throw away the key. Lock him up. Lock up Barron. Lock up Don. Lock up Ivanka. Lock up Melania. Lock up Tiffany. Lock up Eric. Blow up the Trump Tower. Go on and go do it. Go on. Go on. Well, you're a big bad wolf. You big bad wolf. Go on. Go on. Don't talk as cheap. Go on. Take away his Twitter and Facebook. Go on. Yeah, go on. Go on. Go kill him. You want to go assassinate Trump? Go on and go do it. Nancy, you want to attack Trump? Go on. And I'm telling you, you are speeding up your own death if you do that. That is the prediction I have gotten from God. Okay? So go on ahead. And you're not just putting yourselves in danger, you're putting your supporters in danger. Listen, I don't want violence. I like peace. But there are a lot of people out there who are so angry they've become mentally ill. And many people have lost logic, they've lost reason, they've lost everything. And I don't want to see a situation where, some of these leftists who shoot off their mouth on social media don't have the nerve to say anything in person. And they really trigger the wrong person. And then you get somebody who, starts hunting down people. Are you anti-Trump? Are you anti-Trump? Are you pro-mask? Are you pro-lockdown? I'm going to do something to you. I'm going to kill you. Listen, I don't want that to happen. But they're provoking this to happen. I keep giving the example of the dog. You keep punching a dog. Eventually it's going to bite you. And these are humans we're talking about. And these are humans who have just invaded the United States Capitol. I don't want to mess with people who've just invaded the United States Capitol, okay? If they've invaded the United States Capitol, they're nothing that these guys. I mean, they were so angry. They were not afraid of the police, Secret Service, I mean, the military, the National Guard, Mike Pence, the president tell them to stop, everybody tell them to stop, and they wouldn't stop, and they made their way into the Capitol. Are these the kind of people you want to piss off to the point where it's too late? Are these Black Lives Matter ain't got nothing on these people? They got nothing on these people. Nothing. Black Lives Matter. They're losing. Listen. And another thing, these Trump supporters have been holding in a lot for the past 4 years. Impeachment trial, all this sort of stuff, all this, the election being stolen. You start harming Trump, kicking him when he's down, it's just going to confirm to every Trump supporter from Maine to California that the system, no matter what they do, is against them. The only way we can stop things is by with ourselves. I would hate to be Nancy Pelosi's relative right now. I would hate it. Man, I think being in Nancy Pelosi's shoes right now is even more dangerous than being a soldier in Afghanistan in 2001 in the middle of Tora Bora, right 2 meters from Osama bin Laden's cave. It's more dangerous than being in the library, the Columbine Library in 1999 when Alex and Dylan Klebold shot up the place. It's more dangerous than that. I mean, why is Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and all these guys putting their families at such risk? I wouldn't even do that. Listen, these guys want, you see, here's the problem. The New World Order, these guys are so power hungry and arrogant that they don't know when to stop. And that's what happens to people who have never been told no ever. When you have never been told no, and you keep pushing and 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 pushing until eventually you unleash something that is so bad that it's too late. That's what's going to happen. They think that they're just going to walk into power, start making up all these laws saying you're not allowed to say man, you're not allowed to say girl, you're not allowed to say man or woman. If you call people gender, you can get arrested. Everybody has to take a vaccine. Pride flags on every school. Not saying I'm against LGBT, but we can't be taking down the American flag and replacing it with pride flag on Pride Week, which they did at my college when I went to college, or in this case, the Canadian flag. Everybody's just locked down at the drop of a hat. You don't do anything. You can't protest. You can't do this. Using our great police officers to attack people, who disobey the New World Order. You keep doing. They think that this is going to be easy. That's going to be just easy. It's not. It's not. It's not. It really is not. I dare Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden to impeach Donald Trump. I dare them. I dare them. I'm actually hoping that they do it because it'll speed up the death of the New World Order. It'll speed it up. It's like when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. What did America do? They launched a nuclear bomb on Japan, and now Japan is so weak they're not allowed to have a military. It's over with Japan. And if Japan had not done that, that was the stupidest thing Japan ever did, bombing Pearl Harbor. If Japan never did that, I think by now Japan would be the most powerful country on earth. Because Japan is a smart country. The Japanese are smart people. They're very intelligent. If Japan was unleashed, they could defeat China. Back in the day, they were whooping China all over the map. Manchuria, they were whooping China all over the map. You go to China and you talk about Japan, that's like calling black people a nigger. I mean, whoo, Japan, but they made that stupid decision, just like when Hitler made the stupid decision to invade Russia, and so did Napoleon, and their empires were destroyed. If Hitler had never invaded Russia, I think Hitler would have won the war. Okay? He would have won the war. Even though there are some talk that Russia was planning to get them and betray them and all that stuff. But, I actually, you know what? Here's my prediction. If Hitler had not invaded Russia, and Russia then tried to invade Hitler, I think the United States would have sided with Germany against Russia. Because, you have to remember something. Before Pearl Harbor, there were a lot of Americans who were more sympathetic with Nazi Germany than they were with the Allies. Russia and America were on the same side because they were both allies, but there were a lot of Americans in high places who said that Hitler was the only solution to defeat communism. They loved Hitler. There was actually talk of a coup to get rid of Roosevelt because he was too soft on Soviet Russia. Same thing with the United Kingdom. Many people. So that is it. But you see, this is what happens when you have so much power. You make stupid decisions because you think you're invincible. Now, these guys think they're invincible. And if they impeach Donald Trump, that'll be similar to Hitler invading Russia, Napoleon invading Russia, Japan bombing Pearl Harbor, Al-Qaeda attacking America on 9/11, supposedly. We won't get into that now. Nixon and Watergate, supposedly. That is a story for another time. These are things that happen when people think they're invincible. I'm just gonna impeach Donald Trump. What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna impeach him and then we'll lock him up. Then we'll probably even kill him. Ain't nothing no one gonna do about it. We already, that U.S. Capitol thing was a coincidence. No, it was not. It was not. There are people who are pissed. And it's not just the United States, too. My country, Canada, Britain, Europe, Australia, the third world. There is a global revolution happening right now against the New World Order. So keep it up. I think they're going to lose regardless. But hurting Donald Trump will just confirm that they have lost. It'll be over. So that's what I got to say. I dare them to do it. I hope that they do it because it'll speed up their defeat. Donald Trump really can't do much now. I mean, he can't do much now. Everybody's against him. He's done what he's got to do. He is the Messiah. I mean, I'm not trying to compare him to Jesus. I'm not comparing him to Jesus, but this is the only example I can give. Jesus came. God gave us Jesus. He was crucified. He's gone. But his ideas are still there. Martin Luther King was shot. But Martin Luther King is a martyr now. His legacy lives on. Kennedy, the same thing. So if they attack Trump, that'll be the greatest victory for the patriots, the populist revolutionaries that the New World Order could ever give us. The greatest victory ever. I think maybe if I were Donald Trump, you know what I would do? I would come on television and I would say, look, I'm going to resign. I was just threatened by Nancy Pelosi with jail time. I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for my family. They've just come in here with AK-47s threatening to kill me. They're behind the camera right now. I'm leaving you guys now. Or I would maybe even stage my own death. If I was Trump, that's what I would. I mean, he's 70-something. He doesn't have that much longer on the earth. I mean, I know I'm talking rough here, but he's not gotten that long. I mean, he's a 70-something-year-old. I mean, he's healthy, but come on. Maybe I would do that. I'm not saying he should. I'm not. He's the president of the United States. I would never dare, but I would. I probably would. I would say I would stage my own death and say it was Nancy Pelosi, and it would be over for the liberals forever. I can bet you every dime I have, it would be over. It would be over for them. And while we're at it, I think Donald Trump should change the narrative and declare Ashley Babbitt a hero and have a day of mourning and have the flags at half mast even during Biden's inauguration and let and dare the mainstream media to talk ill against somebody who was just shot, unarmed woman shot, and then we'll compare her to a thug, dirty, stinking, low-life criminal like George Floyd, who also didn't deserve to die. But you got leftists out there who are embarrassed because they probably couldn't hold a candlestick to this accomplished, beautiful woman, and they know they've never done a damn thing for their country. She got shot, and now they want to say she deserved to die. If she deserved to die, but George Floyd certainly deserved to die. Now, I don't think that, but if that's the narrative we're going for, she resisted. She resisted. She broke the law. Yeah, okay, so what? She was unarmed. She broke the law. Okay, George Floyd also resisted arrest too. This is